to have you on today's episode of Media Trend on Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Television, Mabushi, Abuja. We bring you interesting gists that have been buzzing the internet, after which we hit the streets to seek people's views. My name is Euphemia Ijoma. To begin this episode, we'll have a very popular Nigerian artist, David Adeleke, also known as Davido, who has been accused of breaching a contract with a businessman who paid him 218 million naira to influence a kid's projects. The businessman, known on Instagram as Abu Salami, claims that Davido reneged on the project and has refused to refund the money. He also alleges that he is being bullied by the singer's lawyers and boys. In a lengthy post on Instagram, Abu Salami gave details of the contract and how Davido failed to uphold his end of the bargain. According to him, he had paid the singer 218 million naira out of a 326 million naira project. He revealed that a day had been set and he, the businessman, had to travel 20 different states with an 11-man production team looking for the young talented footballers, only for the singer to cancel. The man revealed that Davido's cancellation alone had cost him 42 million naira. He added that he begged the singer to post the commercial, which he ended up doing in his garden because he could not do it in a stadium, but the singer refused. The businessman called on Davido to do the right thing and refund the money, as he threatens to take legal action if the singer does not comply.
Well, what I will say about this particular one is this one. It's just that the person that is talking about the money, you know that Davido is a multi-millionaire, right, from in time. So the parents are wealthy, so everything about him is okay. So this one is that they are using it to get followers on internet. That is what I can say. So this one is not a fraudulent, it's not a fraudulent unit, in fact. So they are just using it to get followers. So that is the main thing. Because assuming that is a previous case, they could have bring back the former one and worry. So talking about that is it.
I still remain on my feet. You know, I don't know what is happening to us in this country, or let me just in the world. At times, we need to question ourselves, okay? And that is why we have to put God first in anything we do. Now just look at the amount of money we are talking about here, and then look at the project again. Is not something is unfair. At least they should do justice themselves. If really there is something like that, let them do it. The issue of denying, or I don't see any, you are stand to gain anything, my sister. So if there is anything like that, there is anything, please, all these things we are talking about, honestly, we are killing this country by all these sort of things that are not on the right, you know, it's not giving us a image, good image anywhere. If it is something that, if it is really, yes, the contract is there, please let it accept it and then do the needful. That is all. Because, you know, making this thing to be a trend is nothing. We just talk about it, maybe in just few days it will just go. And then actually if there is, then you should know that even if you deny it, you are going to pay it. If you didn't pay it here, you are going to pay in the next life.
Well, the thing is, you know, we all love Davido and we don't want it to be like another Mohbad and Amali issue. So that's the thing. And regarding that, I think there's like so many situations surrounding, there are so many controversies surrounding the situation of that money. Because number one, why will you give 201 million naira? Well, you want to support children, and then you are giving Davido 201 million naira. Is that supposed to give that money to the children instead of giving it to? So that's another thing. So it's just Nigeria now. Music and profits and the profit part of the business. It's not always going to be suitable for me or the partner. It's not going to always be suitable for the both parties. But there's always a gray area where Mr. Black and Mr. White can always come together and So I think they should just resolve their issue, maybe outside, but it shouldn't escalate to the point where somebody will have to die, because I heard they're already beating up the guy now, which is like totally wrong. I condemn that. So I think they should just do something to like resolve the issue, and that's that.
Moving on, a youth corps member dressed in khaki uniform was seen on her knees in an office receiving some backlashes. In a viral video, it appears that the proprietors of an undisclosed PPA ordered the corps member to kneel down for disobeying her directives. The video quickly garnered significant attention online as social media users share their thoughts. While some berated the female corps member for accepting to kneel down, some slammed the school proprietors. She seems not to understand that the National Youth Service Corps is a paramilitary scheme which made her a paramilitary officer.
First and foremost, that's dehumane, like very dehumaning. And what I'll say is that most Nigerians were trained on culture is good, right? But you should know when to stop. You should know when to take pride in who you are as a person, self-respect, self-value, and self-worth. For me, I don't think it's good for someone to look down on themselves. So if the principal tells you to kneel down, would you kneel down? You're a copper. Would you do that? He should ask himself, based on the way he was trained from home. That's basically it. So if his home training was based on more of a servant mode, or someone that's grew up always bending for no reason, that should be the effect of what just happened. So it's the home training that it boils down to. Nothing really.
I actually even had a similar experience when I was serving. I served in the school for like 1 month, and the owner of that school in Abeokuta, Ogun State, see that man, the man would always detecting how we dress, how we made our hair, and time all these issues. And again, as a couple, you're coming there to actually help. But no, when you're coming and then they're making you teach English, maths, and all their important subjects. They're making you teach everything from GS1 to SS3. They don't want to employ teachers. So these are issues that, and I don't blame them, I blame the government also, because they just make people set up mushroom schools without proper validation. So that's just what. So regarding her kneeling down, I don't know whatever pressure they put her in, because I don't think anybody, even as I think it's even against the Nigerian constitution for you to kneel down with a uniform, whether you're a police officer, a soldier, or a copper. I think it's against the Nigerian constitution. So it doesn't make sense. Nobody can make me kneel down if I'm wearing a uniform. Nobody. So that's just it. So I don't know. Depends on the mindset and whatever situation was happening around that.
Actually, is something is really not okay in that that situation. Certain time that a graduate, they caught him from camp. He cannot even write his name. His own name. A graduate cannot write it. So you see from there, actually, this kind of people, I think they are not enough to withstand the pressure or what we are talking about here, because you have to know that yes, it's something. If you want it now, nobody can come, and what you have in you, nobody can deny you. But at times we get something, but we didn't want it. That is what it is. Otherwise, I think even the president respects that clothes you are wearing, and that is why you can see there are these ceremonial events in the program that you see dignitaries from different, even from private and even governmental organizations like that, coming to celebrate with us, to know that yes, you are part of the you are part of them, they are part of you. So you are fully giving that moral or privilege to contribute to this nation. But even in a school now, secondary school, asking somebody to kneel down is without at least, I don't think it's too cheap. I will have said, actually, I don't know something happening to that club member, because Gaskia is too cheap. Ask you to kneel down, and then you agree to kneel down for what? The question is, why am I kneeling down for? I'm very sure the court member of nowadays, they used to post them to, and most of them are not giving anything where you are serving your primary assignment. So upon all this they are doing, you are coming to help them or contribute to your quota again. Somebody is frustrating you again as if you are. It's very, and even the what is it called, the principal, or who is she, I don't know. And even she has to think too, why is something, all this thing, is she out of her sense that makes her to come up with this kind of judgment? At least even if it is something happens, he has to handle it with a kind of, there's no sign of respect. If not on her, on the copper, or on him or her, at least for what she's wearing here, you have to show respect to that, because it's like even his colleague in the working place, you can disgrace them. This is a disgrace, an international disgrace, because this is a national assignment. So are you telling those that are assigned this thing, that are you trying to come up challenging them? So that is my take. Actually, we need to understand how we are going to deal with issues. There are certain things, if you don't control your emotion, it's out of anger, maybe that is called bringing all this kind of unacceptable manner of behavior or acceptable way of doing things that is capable of affecting us as a country. So please, let's endeavor to think at least this thing, that just look at, I must tell you that when this thing is happening, she cannot believe it. None of them will believe that this thing can go viral like this. So that is why we have to be careful the way we go about things, so that we will have a very better, because we are not the only country. I know other things are happening in that, but let's talk on our own. We will have targets. This is where we want to be in the next and then for you to have that, there are certain things that you need to put in place.
Let's quickly go on a break. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. The program is still Media Trend. Continuing with the rest of the gist on this episode of Media Trend. The Instagram account of popular blogger Tunde Olaoluwa Adekunle, also known as Tunde Ednot, has been deactivated, and according to famous TikToker and activist Martins Vincent Ose, aka Very Dark Man, Instagram banned Ednot's page because of him. It may seem as though this is the fourth time Ednot's account has been deactivated in 3 years. According to Ose, Ednot consistently blogging about him and his activities, calling out certain brands and celebrities, led to the netizens reporting the account and the eventual ban. Taking to his Instagram page, Ose wrote, "The truth is Tunde Ednot lost his account because he didn't stop posting me. You guys do not understand the hate I have been facing since I started talking about a lot of injustice, and everything is just too much. I wasn't supposed to say it, but it is a fact. I made them report to this page." End of quote.
Time that is deactivated. He will come back now. Just one new page, you get back the account. So it's no, all the followers will come back. I will still follow him, so it's no problem. It was 12 million before. Yeah, of course, it was like 3 million before, right? Then now he got 7.5. Now, when he comes back, he might get like 11 or 12 million. It's no problem. That's no issue. It's no big deal. It's a good platform for him. It's the name that sells, not the page.
Moving on, but on a very sad note, a man identified as Collins has been arrested for killing his girlfriend, identified as Justina, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. It was gathered that Collins was caught by the estate security personnel when he was trying to dispose her corpse after slaughtering her and extracting her eyes and breasts. Following the alarm raised by the security personnel, eyewitnesses stormed the suspect's apartment and found Justina's slaughtered body parts in sacks dripping with blood. He was whisked to the police station while the deceased body parts were taken to the morgue. It is reported that Justina was a 300 level student in the University of Port Harcourt before her premature demise.
Actually, in the first place, it's very sad, and it's really not speaking well of us as a Nigerian, as a country that try to, come up to a point, because we are, as part as we are a developing country, there are certain things that we need to avoid, because all eyes on us. Remember, Nigeria is a giant of Africa. When you talk of Nigeria all over the world, it's not something new. And looking at this kind of things actually is not speaking well of us. My take on this is actually is just an advice. It has been happening. This is not the first time. Only that is it the youth, both the male and female, we are not taking a lesson from the past, because even if exact this has not happened in the past, something similar of this might have happened. Actually, we just have to be careful. You see, getting into a relationship for a very long time are causing a lot of issues now in Nigeria, according to going by my view. And I don't know, at times it has to do with the culture. Unlike my culture doesn't accept that, you understand. However, other culture may accept it, but if not because of the situation, is it the time? As the time changes, everything changes. It has been happening. You see people having a very long relationship. In as far you agree to be with each other, I don't think there is anything. The only thing is all about sacrifice. You sacrifice when it's there. You share when it is not there. You have to be patient. But coming to, to this kind of, belief and thought to each other is not the best way. What are we getting out of this? And for us that are having this kind of mind, we need to put the God fearing in our everything we do. Because to me, it's like of God fearing that is make all these things to happen. It's no more than worldly affairs. For somebody who you are thinking of what you are going to, because action must be judged. And we only have two life. After life, this is the life, first life, and then the second life. Then you left here, you are going to be act on whatever you undertake in this first life. So if one is thinking of this, and surely yes, this thing is there, and then God is there to judge you. I don't think some of all these things might have come up, actually. So actually, we should put the fairness of God in all we do. At least, even if you think you are not okay with her, let her go. But that now you waste her life, what do you stand to gain? You've caused not only her, you've caused even the country you are seeing. It has affected the country, because wherever this narration should be, this event should be narrated, it's not going to give it's not a good image, actually. So, and our country hold us. in terms of, you know, promoting things that is going to give good image to the country. So do you think this give image a good image at all? It isn't. So please, let's embark on things that are going to sell this country and give us a good stand in the face of the world, because we are in global world now, global village. The world is a global village. Whatever you do, what we are doing now can go world. What we are doing now, right now, is not something that you can hide anymore. By the time it gets into this thing, and moreover, everything now is on social media. So please, let's try to avoid all these things, and then come up with a life that at least you have a very, you know, courageous and then outstanding look in the face of the other nations.
Well, the thing is that I'm just sorry to say this, I must blame the ladies first, because it's not everywhere that is shining is more precious. It's not anywhere that they call you must go. Because assuming that she was very very careful, she couldn't have fallen a victim of this. So that is all I have to say of it. So for the other girls that is around, so we have to just give them an advice for them not to just jump into any call or any relationship that you doesn't know the person. That is all.
About the girl who was butchered by her boyfriend, I think it's a very unfortunate experience for her, because you don't even know what, and even a lot of videos even came out since then about her. You see how she was even a very loving girl playing with her boyfriend and all of that. So I didn't think, it's just bad that something like that will happen to someone who is just coming up, a 300 level student at that. So it's just sad. So my advice is that people should just be careful about the kind of people they hang out with, because obviously she knew the guy was making money and probably didn't know how the money was coming, and that was why she was comfortable with that. So the thing is, there's always no smoke without a fire. So if you see someone who is just blowing money anyhow and the person is not actually working, you know they're into something that they don't want you to know about, and eventually you might be a victim of that thing. So that's just it. But it's sad for her and her family members. It's sad.
First of all, right, what I would say is that it's really bad. It's something really bad, and we need to talk about that in our society today, right? It's not something that's encourageable. So for me, first off, most of the ladies in our own generation, they need to understand that it's not bed full of roses. So they shouldn't be out there looking for a guy that's already made. Or it's okay if you see someone that's legit, but stop going out on people that are not legit. So it's your own life you're putting at risk. If you know someone is into fraud, definitely that person will be into voodoo or fetish. So you're probably putting your life at risk, and then at the end of the day you take in what you see. So it was up to her to have left the relationship, but she still stayed, and so sorry it happened. But such is the case of Nigeria. Lots of girls, they want an easy way out. They don't respect people who work 9 to 5 or legally, or they don't see pride in little beginnings, and it so happens. That's life. I can't blame her for that, but as a young person, you're in 300 level. The person you're dating is in 300 level, lives in an estate, has a car, has a house, pays expensively for that kind of education. Wouldn't you ask yourself, where is he getting the money? It doesn't work. Wouldn't you ask yourself? Most Nigerians, we are youths, yes, but we don't. If you have that kind of money, then go school abroad. We know the educational standard of Nigeria. So why would you have that kind of money and still be schooling in a very not that reputable institution? I don't know for her, but it all boils down to common sense. You don't just give your life out to someone you know you're in the same level with, but the wealth is unexplainable. Makes no sense.
On a final note, relationship expert Blessing Okoro, also known as Blessing CEO, has called out Davido for failing to make complete payment for the Toyota Venza automobile he bought for his aide, Israel DMW. Taking Taking to her Instagram page, Blessing Okoro noted that Davido still owes a whooping sum of 4.5 million naira and has refused to settle the young man from whom he purchased the vehicle. In a light-hearted manner, Blessing stated that she thought the fake lifestyle stunt was only for people like her. She further urged Davido to pay up, stating that he is way bigger than such a debt.
I think it's like most of the time these guys, they do this for social media number enhancement and all that, but it's still normal though, just to get the traffic. Yeah, so that's what I think. So the comment doesn't really matter. The person that she claimed owed the money, is being owed the money, disclaimed the fact that the money's been owed, so it's not a big issue.
It's on that note that we come to the end of this wonderful episode of Media Trend. Join me as we do this again, same time and same station next week. Still your girl, Euphemia Ijoma, saying thanks for watching.